Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. Kia Ortiz here. I'm sorry, I know I'm a little bit late. I not feeling too good today. Just a headache, a throbbing on my left side. But I am here regardless. When you get in, let me know. Say hi. I had a pretty good weekend. Hubby's back home, so you know I'm happy. Lord knows it is difficult doing everything on your own with kids and all the responsibility of the home, but we made it, y'all. We made it. All right, so today we're going to talk about the infamous proverb, it takes a village to raise a child. Um, am on Instagram. If you're not following me already, go to Instagram, Mommy Mondays KO. I just put like little stuff that I see throughout the day and things of that nature there. And I do some videos. But one of the videos that's going around a lot that's really popular. Hi, Mom Vines. One of the things that are really popular on Instagram is this reel that goes around that's saying, "Where's this village? Is there a number we're supposed to call? Is there something we're supposed to do? When do they show up?" And so I said, you know what, this is a very good topic to talk on because I have been guilty about this for years. I always called myself an introvert that, I don't need nobody. I got this. It is what it is. And let me take my glasses off. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to take my glasses off. Um, and I used to pride myself in doing everything on my own. But Mom Vines, I'm sure you can attest, it is not easy doing stuff alone. And I truly believe that we're not meant to do the mothering journey alone. And so I wanted to come on and just share a little bit of what I learned in the process of building my village. And yes, you guys, you can build your village digitally. But I wanted to read to you a few of the stats that I found. I just did a cursory search. And check this out, y'all. Okay. I found this on CNBC, written by Jennifer Glass, professor of psychology at the University of Texas at Austin. And she studies relationships between parenthood and well-being. And here's what she says. She says, research shows that there is a happiness bump that parents experience right after a baby is born, but that tends to dissipate over the course of a year, Glass says. After that point in time, the levels of happiness of parents and non-parents gradually diverge, with non-parents generally growing happier over time, meaning people that don't have kids tend to be happier. Hey, Cece, over time. It's not that parents are lukewarm about bringing a baby into their lives, but childbearing is tough. I saw another thing, another article written by Paul Bloom, who's a contributing writer for The Atlantic. He's a professor of psychology at the University of Toronto, and he has a book out, and he also did psychology at Yale. He says, what often happens in psychology, although some research provides simple findings in this case, having children makes you unhappy. Other efforts arrived at more complicated conclusions. For one, the happiness hit is worse for some people than others. One study finds that fathers ages 26 to 62 actually get a happiness boost, while young or single parents suffer the greatest loss. And crucially, there are geographic differences. Looking at the happiness levels of people with and without children in 22 countries, found that the extent to which children make you happy is influenced by whether your country has child care policies such as paid paternity leave. Parents from Norway and Hungary, for instance, are happier than childless couples in those countries. But parents from Austria and Great Britain are less happy than their childless peers. The country with the greatest happiness drop after you have children, guess who? USFA. USFA, United States of America, has the least amount of happy parents in the world. Can you believe that? And if you think about it, especially if you're a parent and you look around, you can see why. Parents is hard and isolated already. It's not meant to be done alone. But the thing that trips me about America is there is very little support. Very little support. But the biggest thing that I find about Americans are we are very prideful. And you guys, pride is a happy killer. Pride is a relationship killer. Pride is something that just tears people apart. And so Americans, we're very prideful. I mean, look around you. We always want to take over everything. And so we think that we can do many things alone, that we don't need anybody. But also, if you look at our system is not built to support families. Our maternity leave is what? 9 weeks. I think it's 9 weeks if you've had a C-section. 6 if you had a natural birth. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe those are the numbers. And then if you decide to stay longer with your child, you have something called FMLA, which just holds your spot, your employment, but it does not give you income. So you have parents having to step away from work and get very little pay. At best, you'll get 60%. And that's if your job gives you disability. Then you also deal with childcare, the expense of childcare. Then most of our society, we don't live near family anymore. So that whole leaving people at grandma's, them kids with grandma is obsolete. Parents aren't staying home with kids anymore. They're sitting in childcare. It used to be, the mom or whoever or the father would stay home, but most of our society, parents all both work. They have to in order to keep up with stuff. Another reason why is socially, I don't know what this weird dichotomy that happens between parents and people that don't have kids, but it's kind of like there's this distance. There's almost this like single people are looking at married people wishing they had the family, and married people looking at the single people wishing they didn't. And so it's like this miserable thing that's happening. The other reason why we need a village, and what I'm seeing is there's so many distractions going on that is pulling our attention from our children. We have TV, we have so many things pulling on our attention that makes parents feel like their life is less stopped or burdened or halted because they had children. And so basically, the reason why we need a village is because it's hard being a parent, and many parents are very unhappy. Which is sad, right? Because you see the cute little baby and you think, oh my goodness, I finally got what everybody's been talking about, a spouse or, a partner, and I have a child, but people are miserable. And when you look and you ask them, well, why don't you just ask for help? I am guilty of that. I don't know what it is, but it's hard to ask for help. It's like you just stepped on my pride. You think I can't do it. Hey, Kiki, you think I can't do it. And so I'm going to show you, I got this. But I just want to demolish that thought. I don't know why we feel like asking for help makes us feel less. Asking for help means I don't have it all, and that's okay. We're not meant to have it all. I mean, look. It takes 2 people to have a baby. If we could do it all, then just have your own baby. If that was so simple, right? It's not. So please ask for help because everybody needs it. And then if you look around, those people that don't ask for help, they struggle and they don't want to be vulnerable. But being vulnerable is a beautiful thing because it gives space for people to help. It gives you space to still be you and be great. And so I'm going to give you a few tips, especially as a mom. Military, with military, you move around a lot and you end up in places as Exhibit A will show you I'm in the middle of nowhere and all I have are my neighbors. And I remember when I was pregnant with Ava, at any time I could have the baby. And if I did not build a community, if I did not reach out, if I was not vulnerable and asked for help, I could have been done, had Ava right here on the floor with all my children running around being a plumb fool because I didn't ask for help. And so the one thing you want to do when you're building your village is ask for help. Be vulnerable, speak up. You have your neighbors. I miss the days where we walked around with a pie. Do y'all still give pies to your neighbors? Go meet your neighbors. Say hello. You'll be surprised at the amount of people that are so welcoming and so loving. If you just say hi when you drive, wave to your neighbors. Like, just something so simple, so easy that makes a difference. The other thing you want to do when building your village is, especially if you are on social media, you want to find other mommy groups and you want to reach out to mommies that have done it. I am so in love with my village, my ladies of that helped me. You saw them last month in the month of mothers. I'm surrounded by women. Yes, Mom Vines. We all need someone. We are not to be in an island to ourselves. That's it right there. We're not meant to. I mean, community has unity in it. We're supposed to be together. We're supposed to be doing this thing together. Um, and so when you are looking online, find yourself some mommy groups, find yourself women that have done it before that are still doing it and partner with it. I love asking um, Mom AK. I love asking Mom Mariette, my mom, what did you do? How did you do that? Hey, can you help me? And one thing I'll give a little tip too for new mommies. FaceTime is beautiful. Do you know who helps watch Ava when I'm trying to do something or she's being rambunctious or just being extra? My mama. 2,000 miles away on FaceTime, she will sit and talk to Ava. I will call some of my friends. They'll sit and talk to her. You have to reach out. And the first thing I say, I need help. Can you please? Da, 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 da. And guess what I get? Help. So please figure out ways to include your family, even if they're not with you, through FaceTime. Another thing that really helps is to communicate when you're out and about. I have a beautiful example. We went to Walmart last week. Of course, Jonathan was gone. And while I had Jelani in the front, I had Levi in the back, Ava in our car seat here, and Adonai here. Well, while I was waiting in line, that was taking for a long time, the boys had their tablets. And of course, kids want to talk 24/7. Hi, Mama Nat. Kids want to talk 24/7. I know you guys can attest to this. Hey, mommy, and it's constant. And so I'm in line trying to shop, trying to get everything on the belt, talk to the cashier. Behind me, this couple starts talking to the boys, and I hear the boys talking to them. And I'm going to be honest, especially being the type of person I am, I'm trying to open up. I'm trying to do better. I'm all like, oh my God, who's talking to them? Why people always got to talk? I'm just trying to get out of here. Like, this whole conversation happens in my brain that's so disgusting and unwarranted because they were so sweet. They were talking to the boys. And so while they were talking to the boys, I was able to focus. And I was talking to the cashier and I said, yes, I'm having a hard time. Is there any way that you can help me organize my groceries so when I get them home, I can easily, organize and put them where they need to go because it's just me. She goes, yeah, sure. And she starts helping me package. Okay, what will go in this one? We'll do, refrigerator stuff. This one will do stuff that maybe needs to go to the bedroom. And she helped me. And so this whole community was happening right there in line because I opened my mouth. I gave people the opportunity to come in and help. Motherhood is a beautiful experience and people want to be a part of it. People love children. Now, I'm not saying let people touch your kids, hold your kids, all that stuff. That's all based on you. But speak. Teach your kids to speak, to say hello, which is one of my other points. When you're building your village, make sure you're teaching your kids social cues and social norms. I have to pause there because I see so many kids out here that just talk to their parents in your kind of way, that are disrespectful, that yell, scream, temper tantrums. This relationship that is going on between the parents and the child is very off. And a lot of times people like that, you ask them, well, when do you take a break? Well, I don't take a break. I don't have nobody. Nobody's willing to watch my kids. Um, uh, Nobody wants to just take them from me. I'm like, well, let's look for example. How does your child treat you? When people hear children that are loud, disrespectful, don't have social cues and social norms, it is off-putting. So of course it might be they don't want to ask you for help because you done taught your child how to cuss people out. You done taught your child it's okay to hit. If they hit you, I'm not about to watch your kid. They want to hit other people's kids. They want to yell and scream and fight and bite. That does not work. And one of the things that really help you early on, I remember Mom Kimberly, she taught me early on. She said, you need to be able to, especially as they're babies, you need to teach the kids in such a way so that way other people can take them. And I was upset. I was like, they my kids. Why would I want somebody else to take my kids? I got it. No, thank you. And when she said that, it stung. But then I started to see, you know what? She's right. I'm not just raising my kids for me. I'm also raising my kids for community. I'm raising my kids for other people because they will be around other people. And so I had to teach my kids, even as babies, I will talk to them. Mommy will get to you in a minute. I try not to teach them, mommy's going to jump up and just come to your aid right away because that's not realistic. Most people will not do that. That whole, look at me, 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 especially when you're driving. People don't want to deal with that. And so I'm sorry to put this out here, but I'm speaking on behalf of the world. Get your child under control so that other people can help you. Point blank, period. Yes, mom minds, how are you raising them? That is so crucial because people want to say, well, people don't want to help me. Well, let's really look at how you're raising them. Are you raising them in order for you to give room for someone else to help? And then when people do help you, are you saying thank you? The slightest thing, that couple that helped me in Walmart, I said, thank you so much for your time and talking to my children. And I'll post a picture of them. They were so sweet. Thank you. Your kids are so well behaved. They're so kind. One in my head, raise your kids for other people to take them. And so those things that I started with the kids early on really helped out because people love them. And that's not something for me to brag because if you would see the stuff that happens behind closed doors, I do that so that way when I bring them to the public, they're not only kids that I'm proud of, but they're kids that you can engage with. Now, do I keep people at a distance? Yes, because I know it's an unsafe world. I know these things, but I'm not going to be nasty. I'm not going to be rude. I'm not going to not teach my kids to say hello, especially when someone speaks, wave. There's been times, you guys, where I've had the kids in public and they've said hi to people and people just walked by. Very rude. They made eye contact with them and didn't say hello. And I would just say to my kids, look, some people won't say hello and that's okay, but you still say hello because you want to. And so those are opportunities to teach. Oh, thank you, Lord. The other thing I wanted to say real quick is teach your kids how to respond to people that are different. I have sat with them on YouTube, on Facebook. There's a couple of videos, and I'll post them too, of people that have different lives, people that are missing legs, people that have skin burnt off. There's people that are missing eyes. There's people with ADD. There's people with all kinds of things that we would call abnormal that are going on. And the one thing that boils my skin is when I see a child laughing, making fun of another child or an adult that is different. Teach your kids that there are different people out in this world, and these are the things we say. We don't point, we don't laugh. You don't go to someone that has a belly and say, "Are you pregnant?" My kids have done that. They've done it to me, and I've said, "Look, that is unkind." We don't point out things that are different in other people. We love people, we take care of people. If you see someone that needs help, help them. And so when they see people in wheelchair, when they see people of different races and cultures, when they know, okay, I'm not about, "Oh, mommy, what's wrong with her face?" That's horrible. That's horrible. So we have to teach our kids, this is a society we live in. Take them around people. Leave them at people's houses, okay, that you trust, okay? When people come over your home, let the person, if they're welcome into your home, they must be safe because you let them in the home. Let them hold your child. I've had people come here, and Ava, because she's a pandemic baby, hasn't been around people. So look, do you mind if she cries for a little bit? Because she needs to get used to other people. These are the ways that you teach your kids in order to walk them in a village. Because I guarantee you, there will be a time when mommy's not around, and you don't want your child to have a traumatic experience. You don't want someone else to have a traumatic experience, all because we did not do our due diligence early on. And keep in our mind, I'm not meant to do this alone. It really does take a village. Matter of fact, it takes a village to raise me, and I'm grown. So it does take a village. How can I welcome in my community? Where can I take my kids to play with other kids? What can I do in order to welcome other people into my experience? Because it's not the way it used to be. So you have to build your own village. Mama Net, children learn what they live. Yes, we have to teach them. And you guys, if you hear something disgusting come out of your child's mouth, examine how you speak to them. Examine possibly how you engage with other people. And I'm going to leave it like that. The last thing I want to say too is involve your kids' teachers. Tell them what's going on in the home. Involve them in what's going on with your day-to-day. When Jonathan was gone, I wrote their teachers, "Hey, it's been me on and off this whole month. I am not sitting in homework. It's too much for me. You guys are doing Spirit Week this whole month. I'm not going to the store and buying anything additional. Please let me know directly what are the things I need to focus on, because I will be prioritizing my mental health and my children's mental health. So if it's something I don't have to do, I don't want to do it." And I wrote that to them. And you know what they said back? And now, of course, I wrote it very kindly. But they said back, "Wow, thank you so much for letting us know what's going on at home. If there's any way we can help you, please let us know. Don't worry about homework. Don't worry about what's going on here. If we have something that we want the kids to be a part of, we will help them." Your teachers, they're your biggest advocates, especially with education. If you trust them with teaching your kids, trust them to bring them into the experience. People want to help you, but you have to be open to it, and we have to teach our kids. Point blank, period. Leslie, yes, lots of children are product of their environment. Yep. So let's do our due diligence. Let's keep in mind we're all either have struggled, are struggling currently, or will struggle. So we work together. If you are single, if you don't have children, reach out to parents. Most of us are not okay. Matter of fact, we are not okay. We are not okay. Send help. Send money. Take a child. Take a child. Raise a child. Help a child. Because it's so interesting. People want to go overseas and, give to, people that they see in need, which is beautiful, but won't reach out to their neighbor. Hey, I see that your kids want to play outside and they love kicking their ball over here. You mind if I come and play soccer with them for a little bit? Give you a break. Um, you can let people give you a break and still be in earshot and eye shot. They could play out there and I could sit here and just unwind for a moment and be okay. They're not going to go far. They're your neighbor. You know where they live. Same thing with your kids. If they have kids in the neighborhood that they like, schedule play dates. Okay. I can't stress it enough. We need a village, you guys. And so please, please, please do not isolate yourself. The hardest thing that I have gone through is becoming a mother. The hardest thing my relationship has gone through is having children. One of the things that suffer the most when you have kids is your relationship, your marriage. You can go from the most loving, sex all the time, crazy about one another, to, hi, good to see you. I know it's 2 o'clock and I haven't talked to you all day. How are you? Your relationship takes a hit. So make sure you do your date nights. Even if you don't want to do it, find someone to watch your kids spend time with the one you love. Okay? Because at the end of the day, like Mariette taught us last week, it's going to be just you and your spouse at the end. Make sure you are still good. Okay? So that's all I have for you today. I will continue to post, just little things that I found along the way of building a village. And as much as I was irritated with the concept when I first heard it, I am in love with it. It feels so good not to be alone. It feels so good to hear other people's stories. It feels so good to connect with you guys on Mondays and be able to share and to hear, because you guys, it really does take a village. So I pray that you guys have a wonderful day. I'm just reviewing comments. Yes, speak back to the babies. If you see kids, talk to them. That was weird. I don't know why people are like that. I think it's our society, especially social media. It teaches us to be unsocial. We're also always like this, never once saying hi to people. It's weird. Don't do that. Do better. So I love you guys. I pray you have a wonderful rest of your day on purpose. Continue the conversation. And if you see me, say hello. Talk to my kids. You're welcomed. I appreciate you, and include yourself wherever you can in those parents in your community. All right? Have a wonderful rest of your day.